Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of A Lawyer Plays Dreamfall Chapters, or Dreamfall Chapters, The Longest Journey. It's getting a little unwieldy, so I've just been calling this one Dreamfall Chapters. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally made it to episode 4. For those of you that have followed from the beginning of this entire Dreamfall adventure, I started by recording the first 3 episodes. And then I moved back to The Longest Journey and then I did Dreamfall, The Longest Journey, and now I have completed the first 3 episodes. But let me tell you, the first 3 episodes of Dreamfall Chapters, the new redo episodes, went fine. But I have had the darndest time getting into this 4th episode. I actually recorded the entire episode once already. And I went back and I realized that I had screwed up the sound, that I hadn't recorded game sound, which is kind of significant when you're playing a game that has as much dialogue as this one does. It's a very important part of the game. So I couldn't just throw down a soundtrack and pretend it didn't matter. But anyway, and then I tried recording it again the other day. I like being well ahead in my recordings, but right now, this actually has to post. I'm recording this on a Saturday evening, and this is Monday's episode. I'm almost never this close in my recording schedule. I usually try to stay at least 3 or 4 days ahead. But anyways, so we're cutting a little close here. But and then I tried to record it again a couple days ago, and I got a phone call. I was literally 1 minute into recording, about as far as I am right now, and my phone rang, and it was a relative I hadn't spoken to for a while, and then I just didn't have, so I talked to them for an hour, and I just didn't have time to record anymore. So this is going to happen, folks. This is really going to happen. I know you might not care about the trials and tribulations that I have getting through this, but for me, it's all part of the adventure. And this game and this series has taken on a life of its own on my channel. So, but you know what? We're jumping into game. If you recall, if you recall. At the end of last episode, we were here at the shrink's office. Now, I don't know if I'm going to look at every single thing like I did when I recorded it the first time. Because you got to understand, I played the game when I first bought it 6 months ago. I played only the first couple hours, but it definitely got as far as this part. And then I played it again about, 3 or 4 days after that, because I decided I wanted to do a Let's Play of it. But which of course got aborted in favor of doing the first 2 games again. And so now here we are again, and I recorded this earlier in the week and played through this section yet again, full on refreshing it for me. So now we're going into this section of the game, the next half hour or so at least, me having played this 4 times now, so it's not super fresh. But one good thing though is I did go back and read the journal entries. Last episode I did an extra bonus material thing. Episode ran about 10 minutes over, and it was mostly just me reading journal entries. I'm not going to read all the journal entries that have already happened because they are formidable, but as things come up that might be relevant to what I did read in the journal entries, I'll bring up. And going forward from here, I will definitely be reading aloud during episodes all the new journal entries as I become aware of them. So we're going to move forward here. Here I am already 4 minutes into the recording, and I'm still doing intro. But that's all right, you guys who bear with me. You like me for my folksy charm, even though I live in Los Angeles, in the most densest part of the West Coast. You like me for my folksy charm. You're not just here for the gameplay. I'm not like a game whore, where you're just you just throw your money at me and you're like, play games, game whore. All right, that's probably, this game, actually, this game does drop F-bombs and has sexual humor. I was going to say, maybe my humor is getting a little crass for a game of this sophistication. But, so, we're going to look around a little bit.
Seshadri Tower has the best view in Propass, bar none.
Now, I was wondering before why sometimes her mouth seemed to be moving during dialogue and sometimes not. That was apparently one of my viewers told me was because they actually updated the dialogue, the vocal dialogue for some of these sequences earlier in the game, but they didn't necessarily update the speaking animations. So that would explain some of that. She was talking to the shrink, and in the middle of it, her lips would stop moving. And I'm like, is she suddenly thinking about what to say next, or is she actually saying this stuff to him? All right, we're going to have a little talk with Dr. Roman, who, now, when I did read her journal, she was complaining that she wasn't liking the new town, in part because she was kind of lonely. She only knew Reza, her ex-boyfriend, who she's living with. And she identified a few people out and about the town that she had targeted to be potential friends. And she wasn't so sure. I think she's a little conflicted about this guy because she likes him, but it's her shrink. But she definitely has stated on her official journal that she thinks this dude's a good guy, that she likes him.
Dr. Zelenka. Roman. Dr. Roman? Doc? I don't even know what to call him anymore.
Well, when you point at him and it says Dr. Roman right next to his face, then that's a hint.
Roman?
Yes.
My next appointment with Dr. Roman is in my calendar.
This awkward conversation.
I might as well double check while I'm here. When's our next session again?
Next Monday. At, let me check. Next Monday at 9. Is that still okay?
That's fine, thank you. Maybe I should... Do you have an appointment now?
No, I prefer some space between sessions. I don't like to rush. I prefer to sit and take notes afterwards.
So, what
Look
are you
at him.
writing?
Well, just notes about what we talked about today. It's a way for me to remember and process our conversation.
Makes sense.
To be absolutely honest, I don't have another appointment for several hours. I like keeping my Mondays light.
Oh. Yeah, we could start later if you'd prefer.
No, this gets me out of bed in the morning. Without it, I just sleep in.
I don't know Dr. Zelenka. Roman, very well. Roman seems like an interesting person, and we've never really talked about anything other than me. This could be a good time to start talking. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Should I be doing this? I don't know.
Because there's nothing that professional mental health people like better than when you stick around after your official appointment's ended and just continue talking and maybe try and pry into their lives. It doesn't cross any boundaries at all.
So, what do you get up to when you're not, this?
Oh,
Oops.
I don't know.
I'm sorry if this is getting too personal.
No. I was just trying to think about how to answer that. I don't really do things. When I'm not working, I think about work. Or I write about work, or I read about work.
Oh. And how does your wife feel about that?
I'm not married. I live by myself. Which has advantages and disadvantages. Mostly, in my case, disadvantages. I'm not good at taking care of myself.
Really? Huh.
Yep, this is getting weird, but...
So, Roman is single and spends too much time by himself. He could really do with a social life.
Yeah, as long as we're already being inappropriate, let's just go all out.
You should get out more. Think about something other than work.
What did you have in mind?
I'm not the best person to ask. I'm, a homebody.
Sounds like we both should get out more.
We should. I mean, you should, and so should I. Also.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, what's this?
I'm not quite sure where this conversation is going. It's very confusing. I should probably just cut it short, but I'm also curious. Cat, meet curiosity.
Yeah.
Hello, curiosity.
You know what I like at this point? That Reza's name has popped up in the little cloud.
I feel horrible about the direction this conversation's been taking.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I was thinking. Flirting with my therapist.
I'm gonna rein it in at this point.
Yeah, you should come out with Reza and me sometime.
Flirting averted.
Oh, yes, of course, sometime. After we've concluded your therapy, of course. I don't mix my professional and private lives.
Of course not.
That's not a good mix. That's like gummy bears and potassium chlorate.
That's funny.
Keep them apart.
Right. Well, I should finish writing these notes.
Chemist humor.
Forget everything we talked about.
Of course. Good idea. That's... yeah.
It's not awkward.
Okay.
Don't worry, it doesn't count because I never made eye contact with you. I just stared at this window for the last 20 minutes. In fact, I was asking the window out, not you. Is she just permanently looking to the right? Oh my god! Okay, this is terrible. Can you... Okay, something is wrong.
Exactly what you'd expect a psychologist to keep on his office shelf. No tawdry romance novels, fantasy or science fiction, unfortunately.
Ooh, bug number 1. Okay, so she has interesting things to say about all this stuff. But that's one of the...
I didn't know the doc was into cephalopods. I wonder if he has a pet one at home.
Is. But,
I see... No, I really shouldn't. It's a trap. A psychological trap.
What does it look like?
Is that a dragon? Well, it looks like a dragon.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's a dragon.
What does that say about me? That I'm,
It's a giant.
into dragons? Dragons are cool.
Okay, she is damaged. This is actually how I feel after a long day at work sometimes. It's like, oh, my head's just on wrong. So even though there's lots of little things for her to comment on, we're gonna move on. In part because I've already looked at this stuff 4 times. But it's a little witty, but there's little witty things she says about everything she looks at, but nothing is vital. I think the fact that we got the little flirting thing, I did get one of my viewers said, be sure before you leave to talk to the psychiatrist and check the flirting option. So we got the flirting option taken care of. We were rewarded, but now I want to leave and see if it'll undo my little neck problem. My goodness. Oops. So, workstation mishap here. Just settling into my chair, getting more comfortable during this wonderful loading screen. Nice. I do love this world. They keep getting better at presenting it.
What do you mean I need a permit? I have a permit. I paid a fucking fortune for this permit.
Your permit is no longer valid. You'll need to have it renewed. You have 24 hours to comply.
Fuck off. You have 24 hours to comply.
Oh no.
That makes absolutely no sense. If you do not comply, you will be detained and your food cart confiscated.
If you so much as touch Karl, I will cut off your testicles and make a kebab.
Threats are counterproductive and punishable by law. You have
How does it feel working for a fascist fucking regime, trampling all over the working people?
Whoa.
I'm okay with it. Yeah, great health coverage, no overtime, pays decent.
Oh no.
24 hours.
Let's get overtime. Oh, Reza phone in my face. Am I talking to him?
Hey, where are you?
Just leaving therapy on my way to the shop. What's up?
Neck deep. Would I be a bad boyfriend if I asked you to stop by that place with the crazy person and the good food?
Nella bites? Sure. And lazy, not bad.
What?
Not bad boyfriend, lazy boyfriend. What do you want?
Your pick. Nothing...
Exotic. Affirmative. I'll stop by Nella's right now. I should be at your office in 15?
Thanks. You're the best.
I am. See you soon.
Press G to see goals. Wait, is that not G? Get lunch for Reza from Nella Bites, a food cart outside Shishadri Tower. Updated. Do I have a new thing here? Spent enough time in my head today. No more psychotherapy. Nope, nothing new. Alright, back in the game. Now, how is her head doing? She's still looking to the right. Oh my lord. Okay, this could be a problem. We're gonna do a quick reload. Okay, so we've reloaded the game. I had to replay a little sequence again, so I cut the recording, but looks like at the moment her head is normal again. I don't know if that's a bug or I don't know what the deal is, but it doesn't seem like it. When it gets stuck facing one direction no matter what she's doing, that seems like there's a problem. But this is Nella Bites, says right there on the thingy. So.
Nayla has a nickname for her mobile kitchen, and that nickname is Karl, because Marxist.
Yep, she's definitely not shy about the fact that she's a Marxist.
Nayla, street chef, Marxist, spark plug, and friend of mine. I do love her, in smaller doses.
She's got spirit, I'll grant you that.
Did you see that?
I can't believe the eye is harassing Nella. She sells food. It's not like she's doing anything illegal. Is she? I mean, I know she's politically involved, but there's no law against being Marxist.
Okay, well, let's just say here that if she's constantly telling the authorities to go F themselves, they might tend to pay her a little extra attention in enforcing the laws that currently exist. And what they came after her for was a permit thing. Which means they might, I'm guessing they probably are, it's probably legit, but they probably pay a little extra attention to her because she probably spits at them whenever they walk by. So, I don't know, just a hunch.
I shouldn't get involved. I have enough on my plate and I'm running late, and I'm already neck deep in the Uminska campaign.
The Uminska
I don't need
campaign.
more political drama. I don't really need any political drama.
Nope.
Sorry, Nella, I just have to buy Reza's lunch.
You know what they say. First they came for the communists, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a communist.
But you are a communist.
Marxist, and that's not the point. The Eye is clamping down on our freedoms. They're restricting transit between the districts, working directly with Parliament to silence revolutionaries. One of these days, I won't be around to sell you lunch.
I'm sure they won't.
Arrest me? For committing thought crimes? Wait and see, I'd say. Something's up. They already arrested some folks I know in the Berlin district, holding them on suspicion of terrorism. Crimes of the mind, so. That's their angle. So, okay, they also released a cloud of biograffiti on the Reichstag, but terrorism? Come on.
Scary.
Okay.
Scary. That's exactly what it is. And your candidate isn't going to change anything for the better.
Maybe not. But Uminska won't change anything for the worse either, unlike Konstantin Wolf.
Kaiser Konstantin. Puta! If that Schwein gets elected, I'm
Lord.
moving to Paris.
They'd never let you in.
One of the conglomerate city-states of North America, then. Newport, the fucking Republic of Los Angeles, hell, even Bostonia. Anywhere but Kaiser's Europe.
That's why Leia Uminska is the best choice. No one's going to put the Marxists in office, Nela. At least my candidate has a fighting chance. And she is
So
a socialist.
familiar.
She's a moderate, Zoe. A moderate! What's the point in that? Moderation is just another word for compromise. Anyway, what are you having?
Having?
Lunch, Zozo. For your
Yeah,
turbo.
you're here for food, remember?
Listen, I have a new supplier for pork wurst, the collective down on Caprova. Organic meat, the real deal, none of that vat-grown slop. Don't know how they do it. Connections on high, plenty of mouses swapping hands, but they're legal, I think.
Okay, two options. Oh, about the politics, I did forget to mention. In her very long journal entries covering from her waking up to the coma until the present day, she did note one of the problems is she didn't know anyone in this town. She didn't have anything to do, so she needed to find a job, which she has found. She wants to do something tech related, and she just if I recall correctly, she just sort of fell in with this political group. Like, she's not super... She doesn't have, like, super convictions about it, but she just kind of, like, liked the people that were involved with it and kind of fell in with it. So she's kind of, like, half-heartedly on board, but she thinks it's a good thing, but she's not all passionate about it.
The pork sausages sound totally delicious. I'm not sure Reza will agree, but he needs to be more adventurous when it comes to his diet.
Pork sausages sound delicious.
The pork sausages sound delicious, but Reza plays it safe when it comes to food. Europolitan through and through. No tolerance for organic meats. I'm working on it, but baby steps.
Does no tolerance for organic meats mean that he will have an adverse biological reaction? Or just that he's like, oh, that's not what I normally eat, so I don't want it. Well, here's the thing. I remember when I played this 6 months ago, I remember going for the cheese soup because I didn't want to rock the boat with Reza. But having just played through the last 2 games, at the very end of the last game, when you see Reza and she's like, that's not him, I'm suspicious of Reza. So I kind of want to keep him on his toes and maybe take him out of his comfort zone a little bit.
Let's live dangerously. The pork sausages sound perfect.
Dobra, coming up. You should join the protest this afternoon.
Nope.
We're marching on the sector office.
I think it would take a lot more than a political rally for Mira to give me time off. I'm gonna have to pass.
Smart girl. We'll probably get beaten by the bulla and tossed in the zona. Just another fucking Monday in Propast. Here you go.
Thanks, Nella.
Eat
if you
me.
reconsider, we'll head out around noon. Time to let those cunts know we're watching the Watchmen.
Whoa, language. Language. All right, journal update. No more psychotherapy. Note to self. Stop saying note to yourself. Even when I sub-vocalize, it sounds completely ridiculous. Also, I'm reminding myself to ask more questions about that I thing. It's a bit scary and they're going after people like Nilla. She runs a food cart, for God's sake. What's next? A curfew? More arrests? Alright, that's it. That's it for... Whoops. Now, I would note, too, that I'm recording this on the Saturday before Election Day here in the United States, and this episode is as long as I keep on schedule and something terrible doesn't happen, this episode will be going up Monday, the day before the election. So all this heated political talk is strangely reminiscent of, like, what Facebook has felt like for the last year. So it's hitting pretty close to home. And my attitude in this game is, like, not getting involved, not jumping into it, is kind of, like, I have my opinions, but kind of don't want to be all like running around throwing bricks at people or anything.
The best food in Propaz comes from the street vendors and their food carts. Hands down, no contest.
Goals updated. Drop off the lunch. Okay, right, I got it in the lunch now. Okay.
Propast has the best select. The street food here is really, really good and smells absolutely delicious. That
sounds awesome. Oops. Let me see. Nope. Where's my... Wait, where's my, Oh, there it is. Can I want to look at it.
Organic pork sausages. They smell delicious. I should get some for myself later.
That does look good. Higher resolutions enable them to make more appetizing fake digital food. Oh, and that's another thing, just as a bit of trivia. I just received, my birthday's this month, and I just received my new graphics card. So I'm still doing 720p as my output, but I'm recording this at 1080, which is more than I'm playing it at 1080. So it should look better than it did before, which I'm pleased about. And it's maintaining a pretty solid, decent frame rate.
Hey, you lost? No problem. I can give you directions to anywhere in Propaz.
Crow boy!
Those interactive tourist maps helped a lot when I first moved here. They're still helpful. I still get lost. An interactive tourist map of Propast. Super useful.
I want to...
I got a hankering for giving you directions.
We want to go to the Hand
Reza's
That
office
Feeds.
is down by Prista Vista, the old river docks, right behind the Collapse Memorial. Show me Prista Vista, please. The Pamatnik Collapse.
Planning on a trip down the river? You got it, cowgirl. Propast docks coming right up. Y'all come back anytime now, you hear?
All right.
Those ads, for some reason, give me goosebumps, the icky kind.
Yep, that's for the dreamer. And that's because you're aware that there's mind control and that there was some really creepy fat dude hooked up to a machine that was running the whole thing.
Billions of people use the dream machine. I find that hard to comprehend. 1 in 5 people access dream time at least once a week. Madness.
Let's see. Oh, what's that? Constantinian Wolf. Can I look at that? Who's this guy?
Ahoy, can I get your order? Dolly
Oh,
dolly?
no, I don't need it.
European Dawn wants to toss out immigrants, close borders, and restore Europe to a white-bread fairyland that only ever existed in their xenophobic wet dreams.
Oh.
Kaiser Constantine and European Dawn. Fascists, isolationists, populists. If they win, Europolis is, well, bollocked.
Okay. I'm seeing parallels, extreme parallels, to what's going on in our country right now. Even though at the time that this that was written, I don't think the current right-wing candidate was even really on the radar yet. But that seems to be to represent an extreme version of him. I'll say that. Or depending on who you ask, not too extreme. But I don't think it's. I don't think that's very accurate. What's
Those
this?
ad bots are all over the place. Sometimes I think they target me specifically just to fuck with me. Corporate-sponsored ad bot.
They do?
They were illegal in Casablanca. I miss Casablanca.
What's it do? I love this town. I think this city is just fantastic. It feels really alive. I mean, I've commented before how I like the world design in these games, and as of the last game, you know, there were times where I was just like, wow, this is really cool. But at this point, like, this is starting to feel not so much like a video game world, and it feels more like a real future world. It's kind of cool. It feels more alive, I guess you could say.
I had the best dream time yesterday.
What did you do?
Well, I started with my own creation, and then I mixed in one of Chabayer's dreams. The one with the balls.
El Toro Gigante, 5 stars in the Dream Store.
That's the one.
It's like an app store for the dreamer.
I just bought the latest Baku bundle. That's next weekend sorted. I'm not leaving the flat.
I'm not a big Baku fan. I'm saving up for the latest Nidra dream. It's supposed to be epic.
Nidra's good. Penelope's better. She's coming out with a new dream next month. The previews are amazing. I won't be leaving my bedroom for a week.
Good times, I'd say. Good times.
Yep, it's kind of interesting.
What if this is the dream, and when we connect to the dreamer, we wake up?
That's really deep, Colo.
I liked it that they're just giving the world a little bit of texture, and the idea that if this dreamer device did end up coming out, now remember the dreamer is a machine, it's an entertainment device that essentially gives you the dreams that you want. Like, it gives you lucid dreams, so you could make it give you whatever kind of dream you're into. So now they've got these like designer artists. They're sort of like cross between video game designers and rock stars. I'm just looking over the time. I think this might be a good time to break the episode, since we're sort of in an in-between mark now. We're on our way to Reza's and slowly making our way over there. Oh, that's cool. So I think I'm gonna wrap up. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me once again for another episode of Lawyer Plays Dreamfall Chapters, and hopefully this episode will actually be completed without any major mishaps, and it will be released when I want it to be released, which would be Monday before Election Day. Yay! It'll be the day that someone was joking that'll be. Now is the time that future time travelers will all be coming back to try to prevent from happening, like right before the election. Anyways, till next time, I hope everybody is doing well. If you're here in the U.S., I'm not going to pick sides for you, but I'm going to say, get out and vote tomorrow. You know, get out and vote. Vote your conscience. And until next time, I hope everybody is doing well and take care. Bye-bye.